Weird details about the Charlie Kirk assassination. This is from 1 day ago. Already has 3.5 million views. Let's go, fam.
Factually inaccurate,
Right.
according to the narrative. Now, let's be real clear. I don't necessarily think they know what's going on yet. There's a lot of weird going on with this.
I know.
First of all, there was that.
Bro, I'm telling you, these guys have bricked their brains. Okay? They have bricked their brains so hard that it is literally impossible for them to correctly analyze the situation, and they are too susceptible to misinformation. This is a major weakness, okay? This is a major weakness for the right. So much so that unironically, it's literally easier to just lie about a situation instantly if you're like a liberal and just be like, nah, this guy was a right-winger. And these guys are more likely to believe that narrative. It already happened. Half of the right decided that this wasn't like sufficiently attacking trans people. So they were like, I'm questioning the official narrative. And then the other half of the right was immediately like, no, Israel did this. Israel did this. Israel did this. And that is part of the reason why. And then liberals were also immediately going, this is a groyper. This is a groyper. This is a groyper. So there was so much misinformation in the immediate aftermath of the shooting that they couldn't even come together on an official narrative that actually helps the purpose of the right here, like to design this as like an Antifa operation that took place, and that's why we have to deal with Antifa. It's so crazy. I never thought I would see the day.
One guy who is the decoy. All right, so you got this guy who's an older guy who starts yelling out. Didn't he take his pants down? He took his pants down. This guy was at 9/11. He was at the Boston bombing. See,
all the hits.
He called in a fake bomb at another place. And then he did this at this.
No, he wasn't at the Boston bombing. He was, he did a fake bomb threat to, I think, a Utah marathon. He wasn't at the Boston bombing, but he did a fake Boston bombing style threat.
Thing. Right after, so somehow.
And I don't think he was at 9/11 either.
Or another, this guy has
I
the
forget
state
what his
of
connection is to 9/11 though. I think he had some. He wasn't at 9/11, but he had some connection to 9/11. I forget what it was. I think he was like, I don't know what it was, but he said something about 9/11.
mind that the moment someone gets shot, he yells out and says, I did it, and takes his pants down or something like that. I don't know exactly what he did. Then, ready for this? He gets arrested for child porn right away.
Right after this happened?
Oh, right away. He's in jail for child porn. Why is that? Well, now you can't interview him.
Right. Right.
Right. And because when the internet people start going, how are you at all these different things? Like, what are the odds? Like, if someone ran it through one of the ChatGPT perplexity things, like, what are the odds that this guy would be at all those different events and be involved? Like, zero.
Again, Joe Rogan presents misinformation about a super weird guy who played a super weird role, super suspicious role in this, right? That part is true. But he presents a bunch of misinformation that he just half remembers or misunderstands, and then is confused and scared by his own misinformation that he just presented. Dude, think critically, man. Please. Some of the stuff that he said is true. Like, the guy volunteered the information to law enforcement at the hospital that he had child pornography, CSAM, child sexual abuse material, on his phone. The guy did also come out and said, I did it, and I would do it again. And even said, kill me, shoot me, drawing a lot of attention in the immediate aftermath of the shooting. This is strange, okay? And he has some kind of connection to 9/11. I can't remember. And also, he did do a bomb threat for a separate marathon, not the Boston Marathon bombing. Do we know if he had CSAM? Yes, he did. He said he had CSAM on his phone, and then the authorities looked through his phone and found out that, yes, he did have CSAM on his phone. It was crazy. So that guy is mentally unstable, and it's strange that in that moment, he actually offered protective cover to whoever the shooter was. Okay? That's weird enough in and of itself. But it's really funny that Joe adds a bunch of other shit he misunderstood, and then gets scared by it. Okay?
This is the guy.
Yeah.
I just like that the pants down part is just insane to me. It's like, why is your dick out, dude?
I did it. Listen, I'm not saying this guy isn't insane. He's clearly insane. Or not. Or he's professionally insane.
Right.
That's where it gets squirrely.
I almost texted you when the Charlie Kirk thing happened because my antennas went up about, they showed the photo of that kid, or the guy that they have, the 22-year-old, whatever. And I was almost going to be like, dude, do you think he's got the capability to do that?
Yeah, well, listen, there are people that look like that have the capability to do that.
Pretty accurate.
Nope.
No?
Not hard. Not hard at all. Let me dispel that. Okay. 200 yards from a prone position with a dead-on rifle. So if you have a dead-on rifle, so you set this rifle, you set your 0 to 200 yards, right? You know how far you're going to shoot. It is not hard at all.
He shot a lot?
You don't have to shoot a lot.
So
I could do it tomorrow.
If you're no, but you are experienced. If it's someone that's never shot, could they do it?
100%. Not
Really?
if they've never shot. They wouldn't know where to look. They'd have a hard time acquiring the like when you look through a scope. Like when the reticle is weird. Like sometimes
takes a minute.
You got to know the distance that you have to be from it to really line it up in your sights. But you could get a guy like my friend Andy Stumpf, who was a sniper in the SEALs. You could get him, and he could show you how to do it in an afternoon, and then you could hit steel at 200 yards every time you pull the trigger.
One day you could learn that.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Not that hard.
Because it feels insane to me. I'm like, that seems tough.
It seems tough. We still haven't figured out whether or not the gun that shot Trump had a sight on it. Because we weren't sure if it had a sight on it or if this guy was using iron sights. That was 140 yards. If you shot it with iron...
No, he had a scope on the weapon. Bro, what is going on? There are weird things about the situation, but it is so hard. God damn, dude. There are already enough suspicious circumstances surrounding the incident, but it's so hard to accurately understand what took place when it's Joe Rogan talking about this shit. Oh, he's talking about the Trump shooter. Oh, my bad. I misunderstood. He's talking about the PA shooter. I thought he was talking about the Tyler Robinson again. Oh, my God. I'm sorry. I apologize to Joe Rogan for this dilution. My coworkers listen to this guy, Lamau. You really are the Joe Rogan to the left? Classic. I know.
That's a lot harder. Because iron sights is you're lining up. So you have these two things in the back and there's one thing at the front of the barrel. And you got to line.
There's a video going viral saying the whole thing is fake. 5 million views in YouTube in 2 days. Candace Owens is even wondering if there was a trap door underneath them. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. That's awesome. Hell yeah, dude. What are you going to do about that?
Line those bitches up perfectly, and that's how you stay accurate. That is a lot harder to do.
It's like old shotguns have those, right?
Sure.
Yeah.
Pistols.
Yeah,
like
pistols
you buy a
them.
Glock,
Yeah.
that's what it comes with.
Right.
But this kid had a rifle with a scope. Now, here's where it gets weird. The first images of this rifle with a scope, I swear to God, it looks like he has a composite stock on it. Like it looks like a modern 30-06 rifle. So a 30-06, so that's the rifle. 30-06 is like, that looks like a very modern looking stock. I mean, it might not be. It might be just a bad resolution. It might be wood. It's hard to tell. But if you showed me that and you said, hey, this is my cousin's rifle, is this any good? I'd be like, looks like a standard bolt action rifle with like a sophisticated modern scope on it. Sure. Now, apparently, the narrative is that this is his grandfather's rifle from World War I and doesn't have a serial code. Okay.
Interesting.
Okay. Why? Wait. Why are you using such an old gun? Like, that's kind of crazy. Like, is it possible that an old gun can be that accurate? If you have a gunsmith and they work on it, yeah, it's totally possible. You have a really good gunsmith and he sets. If you're like a nostalgic person, you like driving an old car, you could bring it to a mechanic. They could redo the brakes.
Sure.
So if you got a good gunsmith and he took a look at that and the action was true and the bore is good, yeah, you could conceivably shoot with a gun for hundreds of years, right? Guns don't They don't necessarily go bad.
Right. They don't expire.
Right. And especially because all the stuff like the trigger and the action and all that different stuff is replaceable. So you can just like, it's compartmentalized. It's components. That's the other thing. They said that he took it apart and then put it back together again. Shut the up. Do you know how much time it would take to do that if you were highly skilled?
To disassemble a gun.
To disassemble a rifle so that you can get it in a backpack. And by the way, not going to fit.
Not going to fit in a backpack.
And then somehow or another reconnects it once he gets off the roof? What? What's that about?
Is that what they pitched, huh?
Yeah. And then he's supposed to get it in that stupid backpack. It's literally, it makes no sense.
Dude, one of my favorite aspects of this story has been all the gun tubers being like, the official narrative presented by the FBI is so stupid. Okay? This has been one of my, I told you this already. As soon as I saw some of the claims that were being made by the FBI, I was like, there is no shot that gun tubers who have massive right-wing audiences, of course, were going to take the official narrative and run along with it. Okay? It just does not make any sense. And these guys love recreating high-profile assassinations. They are going to endlessly discuss this. They are going to try to recreate it and show that it's impossible to recreate over and over again. This is what they do. This is their bread and butter. They're gun sexuals, man. It was so dumb for them to not wait a couple days and reveal accurate information about accurate information about the gun and what took place, because these guys are going to obviously go through it and discuss it.
Eyewitness to 9/11, which is weird, this guy, the old guy. And then he was arrested for threatening to bomb the Salt Lake City Marathon finish line in 2013. This is George Zinn, Z-I-N-N. There's so many different things, and I get it.
Believe me, I'm always the last person to be like, okay, buddy.
That's the odds of that
but
in the billions.
They said that's like 0.00007% likelihood that this guy was there for 9/11. He was there for Charlie Kirk's murder, and there was a third component. He was there for some.
He was. I think he was arrested for terrorism. Allegedly.
Listen, if there's anybody that doesn't go down the rabbit hole, it's me.
My goats. When the goats talk, you listen. Okay, that's called valuetainment, baby. It's called goat talk. And when the goats are talking, we shut the fuck up and we listen. Okay. Yeah, Candace Owens is running around talking about a trap door potentially. Candace is basically saying, do I have evidence Charlie Kirk was killed by a shooter who hid behind a trap door beneath his feet? No. But it's alarming that the federal government hasn't investigated this because that's what happened. She's insane, says Pedro L. Gonzalez.
Pipeline.
Is she insane, or is she the most sane out of all of us? Oh my God. It's hard. It's hard for me when the administration is so desperately attempting to create a profile of the shooter that will allow them to stamp out any sort of leftist opposition. It is so hard for me not to lean into these guys who are very clearly destroying that narrative every single day with their ginormous audience of right-wingers. Okay? Oh, that's hard for me. Hard for me to look at this, give horse, I guess, and say, no, the teeth are perfectly fine. I'm going to look at the gift horse in the mouth and say, no, the teeth, not so great.
Almost exactly behind where Charlie was sitting. Here's that maybe it's a water pipeline. I don't know, but there it is under the flag. And to your right.
My favorite version of this was they were saying that the auditorium, like the outdoor seating that Charlie Kirk was at the center of, looked like the candles that you light during Hanukkah, a menorah. Awesome, dude. Respect to the mentally ill. You know what I mean? Shout out mental illness, dude. Y'all are really cooking with gasoline. Okay.
I went into my tips line and I saw that somebody had messaged me about this. More than one person messaged me about this. They're like, hey, yeah, there's like a whole underground thing there. And to your right, you're observing those two little boxes. And they told me that was a trap door. Now, I'm not implying someone, popped up and shot Charlie, but that's a close up of that area. I'm just implying that there's an entire underground there. And I remember
Hamas tunnel or the same kind of tunnel system that we saw in New York in the Chabad tunnel, like the ones we saw in Brooklyn. I'm just saying. The year of the tunnel continues. Yeah.
When I looked at the footage, I felt like it was coming up. I don't know anything about ballistics. I'm not an expert. But if there was a hatch door nearby, then we can assume, as we should always assume, with
this is where Charlie Kirk was sacrificed. Bro, come on, bro. Come on, bro. That's crazy. Oh, hell yeah. People have lost their dang minds. There's not really much you can do in this situation. You know what I mean? Okay. All right. Let's keep it going.
Colleges, obviously stadiums, there's always an underground path. So I'm wondering if the federal government has explored the possibility that somebody could have been under Charlie and done that while everyone's looking around and thinking that a shot went off from here. If that was just maybe like decoy number 2, and actually Charlie was shot from beneath him, which then could maybe explain why there was no exit wound. Again, I'm theorizing because I have a right to. I have a right to think.
Yo, she has a right to think. That's true. Hey, more power to Candace Owens. Okay, listen. More. She has a right to think.
And that is interesting to me. Where does it go?
There was a Twitter response to that photo also saying, I'm a literal Nazi and I think this is yeah.
Where do the tunnels underneath UVU lead to, right? That's an interesting question. Maybe everyone's looking up when we should be looking below.
You can't stop calling her Candace. I don't know what you're talking about. I never did. This is an issue of utmost importance. Breaking. Candace was able to speak with the man who recorded the alleged footage of Tyler Robinson on the roof before the shooting. His testimony completely contradicts everything we've been told by the FBI. His footage was recorded just 20 seconds before Charlie Kirk's assassination, according to the timestamp. He allegedly saw the shooter holding a smaller firearm and believes Charlie was shot with a lightweight bullet. This witness also provided a description to law enforcement that was never released to the public. He says the assassin was wearing tactical gear, a face mask, and looked like a foreign agent. Wow.
Very much, and maybe this is a poor way of saying it, a straight shooter said, yes, I have training. And I don't want to give too many identifying details here, but this person himself has a lot of experience with guns and knows guns and, helps to train people in that sort of a capacity, and said that they observed that individual, the FBI saying that the shooter dropped onto the roof at 12:15 didn't make sense to him. He said earliest it was 12:22 that the individual ran across.
This was a tactical style individual that was doing a tactical ascertainment in the moment.
Set up, took the shot, and I said, well, you must have been there, because he then sends me I wanted to see all of the metadata of when he took that footage, and the metadata begins at 12:22 and goes into 12:23, the very minute that Charlie gets shot. And he says, yeah, I saw the shot. I had just stopped recording about 20 seconds before the shot rang out. And he said that he told them a description of.
I never saw coming to the whole deep conspiracy nature of the Trump supporters might backfire, gives hope in a weird way. Yeah, that's why I'm just observing. Not everything needs a reaction. Sometimes it's okay to just admire from afar. Okay? I'm just observing. I'm tactically ascertaining. I'm tactically engaging in the act of observation. You can sit back and observe sometimes. Okay? That's what's going on here.
What the shooter looked like, and it was not the description that the entire world received less than 24 hours later of this person, Tyler Robinson, wearing jeans. I said, was he wearing jeans? He said, no. Actually, this person was dressed in tactical gear, and he was wearing a face mask. And he said, according to him, and like I said, he has a lot of experience with guns, that this person looked to him like a foreign agent. I don't know if he's wearing all black, how he got that, but he said there's no.
I believe him. He looked Israeli. Oh, it's awesome. Dude, the amount of mental illness I have seen about the Charlie Kirk stuff on the timeline where the administration is like so desperately trying to create this perfect narrative about Trantifa, and these guys are like, nope, not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. There is so much. Nope, that was definitely, he's Mossad. He's Jewish. I know, because he was wearing a kippah. That's right. It's pretty crazy.
He was very certain that this person was skilled, knew exactly what he was doing, and was highly trained, like a highly trained assassin, so to speak. Okay.
Man, being white is so OP. Nazis will invent false flag to get you off charges. Oh, yeah. No, you saw what happened once they found out that he wasn't just any kind of white guy, but he was the type of white guy from like a MAGA loving Mormon family. Everybody literally was like, oh God, we got to pray for his soul. We got to pray for his soul, man. Like, we got to pray for his goddamn soul. Okay. You understand me? It's amazing. That's all it took.
He then says something else. As soon as George Zinn got arrested and that started circulating, he ran to someone on campus and said, this is the wrong person. I observed this person with my eyes. You have the complete wrong description. The person you're looking for is wearing tactical gear and is obviously young because I watched him sprint back after taking the shot. I saw this with my own two eyes. And for whatever reason, that never made its way out that we can see of a description of a person wearing tactical gear. We're kind of left with this idea that he was wearing the now infamous veterans shirt with the American flag on it and some jeans. So he also said something that we had not heard, which is that he knows guns, and the gun that the FBI found was not the gun that he saw, that the gun that he saw was smaller. And I'm going to read you directly a text message that he sent me, again, protecting his identity. He said, watching the video of the impact, hearing the sharp crack instead of a big hunting rifle's boom, and seeing what looked like a shorter rifle platform, albeit with the absence of the shape of a standard 30-round magazine, the assassin may have used a 10 or 20-round magazine, only expecting to shoot once or twice. I would guess that he was shot with a Hornady V.
No, I can't watch that, bro. That one has 5 million views. That video is just blood and gore. I'm pretty sure that
ladies
video
and gentlemen,
straight up shows step by step the like frame by frame. It shows the exact moment where he's like shot and like blood pouring out and all this stuff. So I can't. Oh my Lord, he has literally. There's a photo of another random guy who's been shot as well, talking about how, it has 5.2 million views in 2 days, though. I kind of want to watch it. Hasan, please look up Explore Talent and how Candace, Owens, and Erica Kirk were a part of it. Erica also worked for Trump at 17. They opened a Christian ministry in Romania where they had kids going missing, which were mainly orphans. There's a crazy person in here. No, that is another thing that people are talking about. Erica Kirk was Miss Arizona for when Trump owned it. Okay, owned the beauty pageant. That's true. I'm not entirely certain about the Romania connection, but I do know that she did move to Arizona because her parents were working for the Department of Homeland Security. So that part is correct. The Trump connection, I guess, is correct, but I'm not sure about the Romania angle. But her parents were in the DHS. They got a job in Arizona for that reason. And that's why she moved to Arizona. And they did meet for the first time ever. Her and Charlie Kirk actually met in line to take a flight to Israel. That part is also correct. But I'm not so certain about the... can you watch the Rain Day Bro video? I can't because it has so much gore, man. I don't know what's going on. What was the additional context that made the weird cop speak Discord make sense? Oh, I watched Tyler Robinson talk to the police in a accident, like in a car accident in 2022, and he does unironically talk like that. It's not even a joke. It's safe after 6:30, or if you cover 80% of the vid and only show the dude talking. Okay, you know what? Let's watch it, dude. YOLO. This video has 5.2 million views in 2 days. Okay. Another GunTuber guy. His name is Range Daybro. I'm not going to show you the actual incident because he like straight up shows it. I think he shows it like, I don't know exactly when he shows it, like maybe around here. But I guess like he starts showing it like it immediately in like 40 seconds.
Ladies and gentlemen, I now have acquired proof that the FBI's official story is false, whether knowingly or unknowingly. We're going to have an entire monologue and talk about a lot of these things after I show you this. But if you take nothing else away from this video, you need to see this.
In that video, you can see the same, what appears to be the bullet coming down.
Okay, first start here. Rough start. Big, major proof instantly. Major proof that he has is a TikTok video of someone talking into a toilet microphone.
And it does line up with the actual gunshot itself. So an upcoming gang violence. Great.
So then, this video already got debunked. This guy thinks he sees blood from behind, but it was his earpiece. Yeah, actually, honestly, I don't want to watch this because I'm worried about getting banned. For exposing the truth, that is. I don't think it's worth it. I don't think it's worth watching. But, I mean, a cursory glance here talks about how the bullet trajectory is exactly the opposite direction. And that's his assessment, is that, like, there's a second shooter, and the guy that they got is a patsy. And most of it is actually showing the blood and gore and stuff. At 6:30, he shows a pic of the second shooter here. We'll just show
Ladies
that.
and gentlemen.
He believes that there's a second shooter, okay? He believes that there's a second shooter, and that part starts here.
Charlie Kirk. I want to take a look at this photo next. This guy's talking about this bush up here in the top left of this photo, and he zooms in on it, and he's stating that it does look suspicious. It does look suspicious. It looks like there is a person right here, and it looks like there is a rifle right here that the person is holding. A hand here, support hand, sort of very blurry image, but you can clearly make out that this is not just a bush. This is a human skin tone right here, and this correlates with human head and hair. And
does he actually go back to the shooting at all? No. Okay, from this point on, he doesn't show
a rifle in the exact kind of crucifix shape of an AR-15 with an optic on it mounted up. So good on this dude for finding this photo and looking for, like he said, hours of going through photos and videos until he saw this. This would 100% line up with the actual shot that we've now proven was not taken.
Chatter to the set, please close the fridge. Thank you. How the f did that fridge open? It was open this whole time. What the hell's going on? Hasan! Did Kaya open it? Did Kaya open the fridge? Was there a tunnel underneath? Anyway, let's continue.
From the front was taken from the back side of Charlie. This would line up exactly with that bullet trajectory and the entry and exit wound that we exhibited, that we saw here on camera.
I like that he put the little shooter up there.
So, guys, this is a very heavy topic. I do not want to believe that this is possible, that the FBI either knowingly or unknowingly missed this. And I'll leave that up for you guys to speculate on. I'm not accusing anybody of anything. All I know is that 100% Charlie was not shot from the front. It is very clear that he was shot from the side, most likely by this bush up here, this man in the bush, whatever you want to call him. It has been very clear to me.
That's the big evidence? Oh my God. Let him cook. 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 Yep. Let them cook, baby.
And the elevator music was a nice touch, by the way.
Yeah. So this is just a narrative, right?
Yeah.
We watch a guy jump off the roof, and then we supposedly find this rifle. So if you can have a guy that's in the audience that's yelling, "I shot him, now shoot me. I shot him, now shoot me," and then that guy gets arrested for child porn charges, like he's like, what is going on here?
So
and then
weird.
you find this rifle, and then you say, "Oh, he assembled it and he reassembled it." Like, okay. A lot. If I wish I was a cop, I'd sit in a room like, this story is like
Yeah.
none of these things make any sense to me. Like, you're telling me that this kid who's not military trained, this guy, first of all, how did he get to the roof? How come nobody was looking? How come nobody was like, there's a direct line of sight between where he's sitting and those roofs? You guys didn't check? You don't have a drone? Like, that's insane. So he's on the roof. He shoots. He jumps from the roof. He jumps down 14 feet.
Yeah, we saw didn't they have video of him jump? Somebody had a cell phone video of him jumping.
There's
down,
a video
right?
of him jumping. So this guy, whoever it is, jumps off of the roof and lands. Whether or not he's even the guy who shot him, maybe he thought he was going to shoot him. Maybe he's a patsy. Maybe he did it.
I feel like he's a plant. Did you see the video? Did you see the person doing the investigating on his mom's Facebook?
No.
You haven't seen this? Have you seen that, Jamie? Some dude online.
His mom's got a weird Facebook. I spill coffee.
Very trippy. It doesn't make any sense. Like the more they keep looking into it, the more they're like,
found Kaya opening it. Wait, for real? Are you blaming Kaya? Oh my gosh, she did open it. Oh my God. Oh my God. The mad lad. Look. Do you see? Look right here. Look right here. Oh my God. What the heliante, dude? What the hell? Look. Look. This bitch. Look. She just cracks it right open. I can't believe it. Look at her sleeping after getting up to some mischief. Sleeping comfortably, probably dreaming and scheming about what kind of mischief she'll get up to next. Kaya's being framed by the admin. AI is wild. Okay, calm down, everybody. This ain't no dang AI, okay?
This doesn't feel like a real... It feels super fabricated.
But here's the thing. Just like I was talking about when people are arguing on social media... It's all part of the plan. If you want things to be,
I wanted it so bad.
If you want people to lose all faith that anyone is going to solve anything, you add a bunch. If you're going to kill a guy, you add a bunch of other wacky shit that doesn't make any sense, and you spam it out there at the same time. You leave a gun that didn't do it out in the woods. You do a bunch of shit like that.
You have an old man put his dick out and yell, I did it, I did it.
Yeah, you get some kid who has a boyfriend who's a furry, and you
boyfriend
talk
is a
to him
furry?
on Discord. I think he's a furry.
I
don't want to disrespect.
I don't know if that's a real thing.
His boyfriend's definitely a guy who became a girl.
And wears furry stuff.
I think they do furry sex. Or furry games, excuse me. My apologies. I don't want to disrespect the furry sex
Shout out
or
to the
furry
furry
game community.
Yeah.
Bro, shout out to the furries, because me and Duncan...
That's where it ends. That's incredible moment to end that.